My name is Aminat Olufumilola Titilope Manayo Shalebo, otherwise known as Lola or Lola Shalebo, and I'm a clinician scientist, so I spend part of my time doing research and part of my time as a consultant paediatric ophthalmologist in the eye and rheumatology department at Great Ormond Street, or GOSH.
My name is Renee Barrett. I'm a senior staff nurse at Great Ormond Street Hospital.
My name is Kate Campbell. I'm a family therapist working at Great Ormond Street Hospital.
My name's Lakeisha Ward and I'm a mortuary manager.
My name is Zephrina Cardin-Campbell and I am an anaesthetic practitioner.
My name's Dr. Ngozi Olonye. I'm a consultant in paediatric neurodisability at Great Ormond Street Hospital in London. I also work at Moorfields Eye Hospital as a consultant developmental paediatrician.
The protests, the pandemic, the whole thing has been really difficult for me. The first thing that kind of affected me was COVID. A couple of months after that started, then we had the George Floyd incident. For me, that was particularly difficult. I just felt this kind of ache in the pit of my stomach. It was something very visceral. I remember that I found out that there were protests happening in Hyde Park, and I said to my partner, I just have to go. And when I was there and I saw people, not just black and brown people, but people from everywhere, all cultures there supporting this issue and showing that it's not just like a black issue, it's a humanity issue. It lifted my spirit in a very sort of tough, dark time.
It is wonderful that people of all stripes are now comfortable saying Black Lives Matter, and understanding that it isn't that only Black Lives Matter or that Black Lives matter more, just that the evidence base across education, across health, across science fields, across professional fields, is suggesting that one of the groups that's particularly underrepresented and has particularly poor outcomes is people from a black ethnic origin. And their lives matter as much, and there might need to be some focus put on the reasons why there's underrepresentation or there's negative outcomes in order to improve the life of everyone. In the same way that feminism improved the lives of men and women, in the same way that focusing on people from poorer socioeconomic backgrounds is going to level the playing field and improve the lives for everyone. The way that we get everyone to a better place is by looking at the pockets that need the most help and by focusing our attention on those pockets.
It's not enough just to sit back and watch these events unfold. And actually, although we can be influenced and take messages from our overseas or our transatlantic colleagues, it's also thinking very much about what's also going on in this country. So yeah, I, like many of my colleagues, friends, family, community members, have been and continue to be deeply affected, which is why silence and doing nothing is no longer an option.
Seeing black people do well, seeing positive black people and role models. I think it's really important to celebrate black achievements every day because there's a lot of positive around being black and positives to what we can do in society.
Black excellence is all about celebrating the achievements that black people do all the time. It's recognizing these achievements, talking about them, teaching about them as well, particularly for younger people who are growing up in a society where they're a minority. I think we do need more black professionals in healthcare. We live in a diverse society, a diverse world.
You can really only be what you see, and it's really important for people who are coming into the field to recognise that there are people who look like them who succeeded. Having that diversity in your team strengthens your team. There's so much evidence that proves that that's the case. But even if there wasn't the evidence that proves that that's the case, you don't really need an evidence base for compassion and inclusion and openness. So making sure that people can see their way in to be all that they can be.
It's important to celebrate Black History every day rather than just the month of Black History Month being October, but every day to be seen as normal on adverts on television, as you walk through the hospital seeing photos, even picking up textbooks. We're there as, you know, as normal people.
The reason why it's important to celebrate Black achievements, there's a decent amount of evidence that if you present a population of people from a Black ethnic origin, if you present them with evidence about how bad things are, how hard they have to struggle, how negative outcomes can be for them, it does not help. Surprisingly enough, it doesn't help to encourage them to be all they can be. In order to just have some positivity and just to acknowledge that anyone from any background, whatever you are, whoever you are, you can be fantastic, you can really achieve. And to have that positive aspect put on it, not just for a month, but all the way through the year, is really powerful.
The BAME Forum means a space that is a safe, inviting, supportive, understanding area that Black and brown people can access within the Trust.
I just think it's widespread. I think it's mammoth, it's as big as we want it to be. I think it's about ownership for the Black staff, families, communities that are coming and attending and working at GOSH. I think it's a forum and an outlet for us to have a voice, and for our colleagues and trainees even to have a voice. And I think it's a way to shape the agenda, the political agenda, the social agenda, and to carve out maybe a difference and thinking about a different story, a different narrative and a changing narrative. And I think it's really important that we all pull together during this time to be part of that changing agenda.
For me, the BAME Forum means a secure space to discuss some things which I have previously found a bit awkward to discuss with other people, whether it be my line manager or even colleagues who I feel they may not understand, and you have to go that extra mile in explaining things because they may be from a different background.
The BAME Forum for me is a place that you can go to for advice, just to ask questions and to just be heard without being judged.
There are so many things that Great Ormond Street Hospital does amazingly, and now they're supporting this safe space for Black and brown people that work at this hospital. So I think that first of all is fantastic.
I'm really excited by the BAME Forum here at Great Ormond Street Hospital. The BAME Forum, I believe, can serve as a forum where ideas can be shared, where discussions and debates can take place in an environment where people feel safe, where people feel they're heard, where things that may perhaps have been thought about but not discussed can be done so in a very nurturing way.